What's up, YouTube? Here's a look at what I picked up from the post office today, and I have to say I was glad that I made some orders before the recent run-up. I'm sure several of us are both happy and sad that the spot price has kind of jumped again. This time another 60-70 cents within the last couple of days. Now I thought it was going to peak at 18.50, but it looks like it's going to test 19. But we'll see tomorrow on Friday if it's going to be sustained or people are going to do some profit taking. We'll talk a little bit more about that later in the video. This first package is from a trade that I did with RB50, or Retired Before 50. We did a trade for a Queen's Beasts for 2 Chinese pandas. When we made the deal, the Queen's Beast wasn't as available, but in the last couple of days, APMEX, JM Bullion, and SD Bullion came out with the Queen's Beast, and there was a recent fiasco with APMEX jacking up the price from 43 up to 55, and then JM Bullion coming out with the price for 43. There was a little bit of an uproar in the Reddit community, and APMEX, as a result, had to backtrack and is offering a discount for people who purchased the Queen's Beast. So check your email, and if not, go ahead and email APMEX if you paid around 55 for any of these Queen's Beasts. So far, it looks like the 2-ounce silver Queen's Beast is the only one hitting dealers right now. The 1/4 ounce gold Beast is still very limited and hard to get. If that starts showing up at dealers, then I'd be a little bummed. This next package is also from a fellow YouTuber. You might know him as Duck's Butt. So if you haven't seen his channel, check it out. He was selling some coins on his YouTube channel because of a recent incident that he had and needed to gather some funds, and these coins, when I saw them, they looked great, but they were already spoken for, so steady stack in silver. I waited until the day you said you would buy them passed before I purchased them. Ducks also sent a bunch of alcohol pads to help me out just in case I need to wipe off any markings on plastic. So thanks a lot, he sent a bunch of them. I'm not sure why, but he did. I appreciate it, and I'll put these to good use. If I ever get a scratch or an abrasion and I need to use an alcohol pad, I'll be thinking of you, Ducks. So the funny thing is, this package, I thought it would be just like any other package, but it ended up being very difficult to open up and get out. So when you're taping up your coins, keep in mind someone has to unwrap these, and I literally spent 5 minutes trying to get 3 coins out of this plastic. I was trying to be careful, and some of them came out easier than others, but there were a couple of them that were just super difficult, and I couldn't figure out where the tape started. So I wanted to cut it open, but I didn't want to risk damaging the coin. So I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. These aren't in capsules, so I couldn't have free reign. So I just decided to have at it with some scissors. If you haven't already figured it out, these are Morgan dollars, and I have a love-hate relationship with Morgan dollars because they're so difficult to kind of tell which ones are good and which ones are bad, and the variance in pricing is so wide. But I think that you'll see that these coins are beautiful examples of toned Morgans, and these are actually the first rainbow colored toned Morgans that I have. So I'm very happy with this purchase. So let's take a look at the cleanest one, or the brightest one out of the bunch, which is an 1899p Morgan. I really love the cartwheel of the Morgan dollar. There's just something about it. It has full details, not too many marks on the field. It's generally a good looking coin. Next up is a little bit darker coin. I wasn't sure if I could actually see the toning on this one, but this is an 1880S. You can see the cartwheel on both sides, surprisingly, even through the toning. And finally is a 1897. This coin has tons of luster on it, and the reverse is absolutely stunning. I would have gotten all three just for this one particular coin because the toning on it is just amazing. So first things first, I'm gonna take a moment and put these into some capsules, and then let's take a closer look at them. I noticed when I turned down the lights that the color of the Morgans really started to pop out, and the other colors aside from the just the purples started coming through. The blues, the grays, and all the even the luster started peeking through the layer of toning. Now this one you can see is super bright and super. It's pretty much a luster bomb. I have to say I'm tempted to send this in for grading, but there's no rush into that. For now, all I'm gonna say is thank you, Duck's Butt, and check out his channel if you have a moment. The link is down below. As beautiful as the Morgans are, we're not done yet. So here's the next item, and I'm gonna speed things up just to save some time. To add to the collection, I found a 2012 1/10 ounce Lunar Dragon, which I know I said I was going to focus primarily on bullion, but when you can find a missing coin or a missing piece in your collection for a good price, that's the time to swoop it up, especially with spot rising. These numismatic or semi-numismatic pieces can be found at a discount, and this particular one was not too much more than the Lunar Monkey with the current price. So that, no-brainer. And finally, I picked up a special from Silvertown on eBay. Once again, I'm going to cut this a little bit short. So, no, I didn't get a tube of Supermans, but I did get the 10 coin special for 207, which was an okay price and even better price now because it's up about 20 bucks. Rather than show you the struggle, I'll just tell you that this was one of the most difficult unboxings I've ever done because for the life of me, I couldn't get anything open and I couldn't get anything out without some help. Alright, so I was finally able to open the tube, and inside were 10 Canadian Superman Maple Leaf privies. And these coins are just as beautiful as everyone has shown. Originally, I wasn't planning on getting this, like so many others have said about Canadian maples, but these coins just look gorgeous. They are absolutely gorgeous. So the total take for this pickup is 10 ounces of Supermans with a swap for the Pandas, so those don't really count. That's more of an exchange. And the 3 Morgans, which amounts to a little bit under 13 ounces in this pickup. I also recently traded my 7 coin Libertad proof set, so I'll have some coins on the way shortly. And I'm glad I did that deal before the run up in spot. With the recent increase in spot, I thought there would be some resistance at 1850, 1875, but we blew right past that, breaking 19 tonight, which leads me to be a little bit overly cautious because I do think there's going to be some consolidation and retracement. Usually these things come in waves, and when there's a wave up, there's a wave down, and then a settlement. So I'm not sure if I would recommend buying coins at this point in time, just because we're at the peak of the recent spot increase. And hopefully, or I'm expecting there to be another valley where there's a little bit of a consolidation. And before we settle in on a trading range. But if there's still some more economic news, then, all bets are out the window. I'm wondering if the recent action is paper traders covering their short positions, and if tomorrow what we'll see is some paper traders taking their profits from some long positions from a few months ago. At this point, some of you bulk buyers of silver are pretty happy, and some of you might have noticed that the GSR has broke 69 and into 68 to 1 from 72 to 1 a few days ago. If this trend continues, then most likely basic bullion is still a better buy at the moment. And I do have some bullion on the way from that trade for the 7 coin proof set. And I'll break down that trade with you once I get it. So at this point, I don't mind trading with other people who have previously purchased who are looking to convert some of their premiums into different numismatic pieces or vice versa. But I am certainly not buying anything net new at the current price range just because I don't trust the market. What has me suspicious is that gold, silver, and the dollar and the market are all up. So with everything up, something's got to give, and it's got to be one of those three because typically one is inverse of the other. Being new to stacking, it's definitely an exciting time. I've never seen $20 an ounce, and I'm tempted to sell some. But instead, I'm going to try to resist a little bit and just try to massage the stack and rebalance it. Stick to the plan, rebalance, accumulate, and build better quality into the system or into my holdings. The only advice I would say in the current time is for anyone new is to be careful if you decide to jump in and ride the wave because it could be pretty bad. So take your time, try to learn the market, and be careful. A lot of people go in on the way up and sell on the way down, which is completely opposite of what you're supposed to do. And a lot of the stackers on YouTube who have channels and the commenters below are pretty experienced to know that you buy and hold. But there's always different kinds of people and who have different situations. So if you are the buy and hold type, of course this doesn't apply to you, but mainly for some of the other less experienced investors or inexperienced people who are looking at silver because it's gained in popularity recently. As a disclaimer, I'm going to mention that I'm closing in on my first year of stacking, so take what I say with a grain of salt. This is just from my experience. I've tried several different strategies. I like what works for me and I don't like what doesn't work for me, and I've taken you along that process with me. So make your own decision, make your own judgment. Everyone is different, everyone's situation is different, everyone's portfolio is different. So remember, hit that like button, make a comment, and please subscribe if you haven't already had. Thanks.